Hello everybody and welcome back to more Arizona Trip 2022. What you're looking at now should be very familiar if you watch my channel at all, which is another dive profile. Now I know you're asking yourself, is there water in Arizona? And the answer is surprisingly yes, there is. The first thing I do before I go anywhere is Google, dive shops, dive charters at such and such location. And I did that for Phoenix. Not expecting to find anything whatsoever, and I came back with tons of hits. So there's like 20 or 30 dive shops in Phoenix. It's unbelievable. You'd think in the middle of a desert, there would be nothing. But not only are there dive shops in Phoenix, there's actually water near Phoenix. So I went diving at Lake Pleasant, which is a lake about 45 minutes north of the city. It's man-made, I believe. In fact, yes, it is. There's a dam there. And I assume that's probably where Phoenix gets its drinking water from. So they dammed it up. Probably generates electricity, the whole deal. But I got in touch with a dive shop who actually referred me to another dive shop and had a little back and forth with them. And they didn't have anything, no excursions officially planned, but they said, hey, we're going to be at Vista Point. So this is actually Vista Point on Lake Pleasant, and I'll show you where that is in the next frame. But I went out and actually got hooked up with a rando there because you need a buddy. And I went diving with him, and then on my first dive, and then went diving with somebody else from the shop on the second dive, and actually sat in. Well, sat in is the wrong word. Actually swam in. With an instructor and a student, and the student was doing his checkout dive to become certified. So that was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. It was really great. Loved it. It was kind of a pain getting there. I'll talk about that more in the next frame. But once I'm in the water, it's fantastic. It was super hot, over 100 degrees, and I had a 7mm wetsuit because that's the only thickness wetsuit I own. And I didn't feel like renting one, so yeah, it was. I know I always say it's a race to get into the water. When you put that thing on, it was really a race to get into the water when I put this on. And I went full hood, gloves, the whole deal, just because my buddy did. I didn't know exactly what to expect, and we were planning on going, deep. So yeah, I was just sweating. So I was slamming water down there. And we had to walk down kind of a rocky shore. From the staging area to get into the water. I was told the water is down, the water level is down, especially this time of year. It builds back up in the winter, but it was in thin boots. It was not a pleasant walk down the rocks with all the equipment. But, once you get into the water, it's golden. So, didn't see a whole lot, but, like I always say, I took the footage, so I'm going to show it to you. Next frame, I'll talk a little bit more about the venue. And then we'll get into the actual water footage. All right. As promised, here is an overview of the dive site. So this is my second time doing this. I went through my whole spiel and didn't stop the screen recording before I cut the video from its default file location to my memory stick, and that corrupted the file or something. So and then I talked for 8.5 minutes, rambled on for a long time, so it's probably a blessing in disguise. I have to redo it. But here we are. So this is Lake Pleasant. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can get a sense of where this is in relation to the rest of Phoenix. So yeah, Glendale up north, Scottsdale, that's where I was staying. So this is about 45 minutes away. Look at that. It is 103 degrees there right now. Yep, that sounds about right. On the way there that morning, I actually saw some people doing hot air balloons, which is pretty cool. I haven't really seen that before. That scares me. You guys ever been in a hot air balloon? That kind of scares me. I feel like you're really at the mercy of the elements in a hot air balloon. But anyway, let's take a look at Lake Pleasant. So our dive site was Vista Point, which is over here, I think. No, wrong. There it is. Pretty close. All right, yeah, it was an adventure getting there, actually. So you had to pay $7 to get into this marina, which was a cool little area. It's, you know, kind of an RV boat thing. They had a big marina here, as you can see. But yeah, I talked to Fred at the dive shop. So Fred was the guy I was in contact with this dive shop. I got referred to them by another dive shop, actually, which I thought was kind of classy. But yeah, he gave me directions, and you can't really tell on the map, but this is very big elevation changes. So this is the top of the mountain, and this is the bottom, and this is the bottom. And I drove my rented Toyota Camry up this gravel road, very steep incline, and came through here, and it took me a long time to figure out how to get down here. So I drove down this way, and there was impassable terrain for a Camry, like right here. And Fred's just like, yeah, drive on down, man. It's no big deal. I'm like, Fred, what are you talking about, man? I know it's a rental, and people abuse rentals, but I'm like, there's no way I can take my Camry over this. There was like, you probably needed 10 or 12 inches of ground clearance to clear some of these rocks. I mean, it was that bad. And, yeah, I drove down this way, and coming out this way was the same thing. This road right here is like 40-degree incline. You need a Hummer to go at this road. It was ridiculous. Like, there's no way I can take my Camry down there. So, I wish I had looked at the satellite photo while I was there and drove down this way, all the way around. Because actually, from here to here was a lot smoother. The impassable terrain was like right here. And I should have just looked at the satellite photo and been like, oh, I can just go this way. But I didn't. So what I ended up doing was driving down here, parking my car right here, unloading my gear, popping the Camry in reverse all the way up this hill. Then popped it forward in here and like parked in this gravel parking lot here. And then I walked down, and I carried my gear from here all the way down this road to about here to a staging area for somebody at the dive shop. And then on the way home, when I left, I parked my car drug my gear up this hill, which is, like I said, this is a very steep hill. It was a workout. I was running out of water. I went to the concession shop here somewhere and bought a gallon of water and some Gatorades and just slammed that stuff when I was done. I was getting to the point of being dangerous. But yeah, we got dressed around this area. This satellite photo, the water level is a lot higher than it was that day. I've come to that conclusion. You can see the car is parked right here. Yeah, the water level is probably down here somewhere. It was a good 50-yard walk from the back of the cars down to the water. So this is probably in the winter. Some of the locals told me that the water level gets higher in the winter. So I kind of suspect that's when this picture was taken. But yeah, it was, as you can kind of tell, it was rocky all the way down there. My thin boots, that was not very pleasant. And I had a thick wetsuit on. It's a 7mm wetsuit's all I own. And boy, I was sweating. It was over 100 degrees. You put that thing on, it is so hot. I did hood and gloves because that's what my buddy did. I'll talk more about my buddies in the next video. I don't really know where we went because the buddy on my first dive, he actually pulled up his phone and he had a map of the dive site. It was like a hand-drawn picture. And he had all the underwater effects and things. Yeah, this is a man-made lake. So this used to be all dry land. And so there's like a rail line under there. There wasn't a whole lot to see, but, I always love diving to new places and checking out new things. You can tell, I can show you the dam real quick. Yeah, it's just right there. There was pretty heavy boat traffic around, actually. It was a little unnerving. The boats were coming from around here. And we went diving that way. I think we started out this way and kind of swung back around this way. But yeah, if you had a problem and had to come up over here, you probably would have been coming up on some boats. So that was a little scary. But thank goodness that didn't happen. Didn't have to worry about that. But all right, that's Vista Point at Lake Pleasant. And stay tuned. We're going to get into some footage, and you're going to see what I saw. Alright, here we are with the first dive. I don't think I mentioned it in the dive plan. Yeah, so this guy I'm diving with, his name is Todd. I hope I'm allowed to say that. And yeah, he's just a random guy I met at the dive site. So here's what happened. I knew I was going to Phoenix, and I got in touch with a dive shop. Asked them, hey, you guys doing anything, this weekend? They said no, and they actually referred me to another dive shop. And that dive shop, I got in touch with them, and they told me they're not doing anything that weekend except for teaching classes, but I talked to Fred at the dive shop, and he just said, come on out, yeah, come on out, we'll find out something, we'll figure out something for you to do, so... awesome dive shop, by the way. It's C2C. Shout out to C2C Dive Shop. If you guys are ever diving in Phoenix, I highly recommend them. They were great. There's like 30 dive shops in Phoenix, which is nuts. You'd think that being in the desert, that might be hard to come by, but tons of dive shops in Phoenix. But anyway, so I headed back and forth to Fred. I went to the shop the day before to pick up tanks and weights, and he was like, get there at 7 a.m. So that's pretty freaking early for me. I was actually there around 7 a.m., but I had the whole fiasco of getting my equipment down there and figuring out where to park. I touched on that in the previous segment. But yeah, so Fred was like, hey, we're going to have somebody to dive with you. His name is Ralph. I had not met Ralph at all up to here, so I was like, alright, sounds cool. So he was like, yeah, I got to go teach this class right now, so be on the lookout for Ralph. He looks like this and such, so okay, it sounds good. But I'm sitting around, and I do not see Ralph. Ralph never shows up. I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? So it was at least, I don't know, it felt like 45 minutes to an hour. Maybe it was only like 30 minutes, but I'm sitting there, my gear's ready to go. I'm all set up. And I see this guy coming out of the water with, he was by himself. all geared up. He had a pony bottle. And thinking, okay. And he just goes to the car next to me and starts, breaking down his stuff or, taking his stuff off. And a few minutes, I was finally like, hey, couldn't help but notice you're alone. You want to die, buddy? He says, all right, sure. Well, first he was skeptical, which, I don't blame him. His first question was, how many dives have you done? Close to 100 now, by the way. I'm at 98. I got 2 more to go to 100. That's a pretty big milestone, I think. But so we were, yeah, and he was very gracious, more than willing to dive with me. So, he said that was actually his first solo dive he's ever done. I mean, he looked the part. He looked professional. Yeah, I would not have guessed that was his first solo dive. But yeah, he didn't mind me jumping on with him, which was awesome, and he knew the area. He actually pulled out a map of the dive site, which I think was just like hand-drawn. But it kind of had different depths and different points of interest. And he told me, yeah, we're going to go here and do this and all that. So it was nice, and yeah. So that's the first time I've... well, other than dive boats, I guess. So I've met up with randos, been paired with randos on dive trips before. Usually boats out in the ocean. But yeah, he was awesome. Todd was awesome. He was very nice, gracious. Yeah, he let me dive with him. He let me know the area. So yeah, thank you, Todd. If you ever watch this, I enjoyed it. If you ever come to the Midwest, let me know. I'd love to repeat the favor. Yeah, so here's a rail. You can see on the screen there, that's like a rail. I was a little confused, because like, it's like a railroad track, but there's only one of them, so I don't know. I think there's only one of them. Did I totally miss the second one, maybe? I don't know. You know, I think this used to be, I don't know. I don't know what it used to be, but I think there was cars on rails, but there's only one rail, so yeah, I don't know what you do with one rail. But it started to clear up around there. I don't know exactly how deep we were here, but the first 30 feet or so, it was pretty bad visibility. I don't know if that's probably just the way it was, but there was a lot of classes there. You know, I've mentioned in previous videos, you know, you get a lot of students and they're kicking stuff up. Not that I, you know, not complaining. I used to be a student too. I still kick stuff up. Yeah, I think we got down to about, once we got down to about 40, 45 feet, it really started opening up, which was nice. And yeah, this is pretty good visibility here, so we must have been probably at least that deep. I'm sure Todd would know exactly how deep this rail is, but I do not remember. And I did not check my compass. I think we were heading north at this time, but don't quote me on that. There wasn't a whole lot to see. I was hoping to see probably some more fish or something. Did not see a whole lot. There are a lot of sunken things that people have put here. You'll see some of those this video and the next one. But in terms of fish, there wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't a whole lot. Yeah, I forget exactly. I think we turned around at some point on this dive. Oh, found a tree stump. When you're staring at a sandy bottom, something like a tree stump can really pique your interest. What else can I say about this? Yeah, Ralph, I was talking to Ralph on the second dive. He was the one who told me the water level was really low. I guess it happens in the summer with the low humidity. Probably is conducive to a lot of evaporation. What's he saying? Oh, is he checking air? Yeah, he wants to know the air. What did he say? 900? What did I say? Alright, Todd says we're going this way now. Oh, so this. Oh, man, this was terrible. So, Todd's tank came undone. And he pointed, you know, he alerted the problem to me. He was like, hey, can you fix my tank? And, you know, I was like, sure. And I saw it slid down. And my stupid ass, I didn't... So I velcroed the strap, and for some reason I totally spaced out and didn't realize there was a clip there, which is stupid, because every BCD that's ever been made has a clip back there. To be fair, you didn't even really see it there, because it is kind of hidden. It was black, it was blended in, you know, with the back of his vest. But there's more than just a Velcro strap. It's like a clip is not even the right word. There's a... Geez, I don't know. They're like a snap-in lever kind of thing that you pull over. If any of you guys used to like rollerblade with not laces, but like those kind of straps that kind of clicked into place, and then you'd have a handle or a thing that would just kind of fold over. That's what his BCD had. That's what my BCD has, and it just didn't dawn on me that, hey, we need to, because that had come unhooked, unclipped, unengaged, and all I saw in the moment was the Velcro strap, and so I strapped it in, but his tank was still loose for the entire dive. That was not being a good buddy. I botched that. That was a botched job. Sorry, Todd. You know, I think it more or less stayed in place. I tightened the strap pretty tight, you know, as tight as I could in the moment, but that was not well done. That was not well done. Sorry, Todd. Yeah, we still following this rail. I don't remember following it this long. Uh-oh, found traffic cone. Submarine traffic cone. Gonna let all the divers know, hey, be careful. This is a caution area. Slow down. Going too fast. Oh, 50 feet. There it is. 50 feet, 26 air time. 26 minutes of air time left. As I recall, we finished this dive with quite a bit of air left. We could have stayed down, I don't know, probably easy 10 minutes at least, if not longer. I think Todd is saying, let's swim along the wall. I think that's what he said. I said, sure. Yeah, that wide beam is just not doing much for this, this video. It's probably a little too, just a little too bad visibility for that to help. Yeah, I've said this before. You turn on that wide beam, it's like turning your brights on in the fog. You just get a bunch of, you know, reflection back. Oh, what's this? I don't know what that was. Oh, are you close enough? That looks pretty good. I think we got down. We got pretty deep this dive. I'll have to check the. Well, you know what? I can't check it. It's right here. Wait, hold on. What did we find here? What is that? Oh, is that the grandfather clock? Is that a grandfather clock? Can you guys tell? I think it is. I didn't go down and look at that more closely. Wow. I definitely should have gone down for a closer look. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah, I think we got to about 70... Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing. I can look. Hold on. Every time I want to switch to my dive profile, I see something more in the video that I want to check out. It's like always, I'm watching these for the first time. That's what I do. I don't want to poison my bias with the pre-watch on the video, you know. I just want to let it ride. Let it go. Find out what I saw with you guys at the same time. Maybe jog some memory. Alright, I'm gonna look at my profile. Yeah, we got down to 68.7 feet. Alright, that's pretty good. That's pretty good down there. I thought we were a little deeper than that actually, but memory is incorrect a lot of the time. 68 feet. Oh, this water felt so good, by the way. I think I mentioned in the dive plan episode how freaking hot it was. You know, over 100 degrees, and I had a 7 mil wetsuit just because, you know, that's what I have. Well, hold on, what is... Yeah, he spotted this thing. What is this? I can't remember. Some little statue. Just cleaning it off. And I still don't know which way my camera's pointed, so I can't even tell. What is that? Underwater lake man. I don't know what that is. I can't even tell what that is. Push off. Yeah. Oh, color balance. Everything got really green. is that? I have no idea. I don't know what the white rod is, and I don't know what the sarcophagus is. Coffin. Sarcophagus is where the coffin goes, right? Trying to think back on my Egyptian history. Todd, want to know how much air I got left? How much air do I have left? Can't see. Alright. Todd accepted it, though. Good enough, I presume. How many I got left? Hold on, I'm gonna check the, oh, this might be the last one. Or wait. No, we got 10 minutes to go at least. Yeah, we got some time left. Oh yeah. So I found this turtle. For about 5 seconds, I thought that was a real turtle. And I thought maybe it was a snapping turtle, so I did not even want to get close and poke it. Although, you know, it does not look like a snapping turtle. There's no tail. It's kind of a smaller head. But yeah, there was 5 seconds there where I thought that was a real turtle. Man, he's down here deep. It's kind of cold down here. Yeah, and then Todd did his fan off mode. Yeah, nobody's looked at this turtle in a long time. Look at that. It's covered in silt. I mean, you know, when I saw the turquoise, I knew that was not a real turtle at that point. Oh, but this water felt so good. This is like one of the few times when I want to be in the colder water, just because it was hot and I had the thick wetsuit. We hit the thermocline at about, I think it was about 40 feet. And oh, it just felt so much better down there. I do not remember this. What is this? So I should have used Todd's fan off technique. Let's see what that said. Oh, found some trees. Watch out, trees coming through. See, his tank's holding up pretty good, even though I didn't strap it shut. It's still on his back pretty good in there. That happened to me once too. We were on an Arkansas dive. It's probably a couple years ago. And yeah, to this day I have no idea how it happened, but my tank became unhooked. And actually the same thing, my dive buddies redid my strap, but they didn't latch it correctly. Or didn't even latch it. I think it was the exact same situation. I think they just didn't realize that there was something to be latched. And they just did the strap, because I remember when I climbed back on the boat, the tank was very loose. I was like, what? Again? And once I got my gear off, I realized that, yeah, the latch was not latched. But I have no explanation how it became unhooked, because I know it was latched when I jumped in the water. So something happened. I don't know what happened. Oh, double tanker. I think he had a dry suit on too. So yeah, Ralph told me. I think it was Ralph. Or no. It was another local. While I was waiting to find a dive buddy, I walked down to the water and just kind of hung out for a little bit, wondering where this mystery Ralph person was. And I got talking to some locals, and this guy told me that it was the rainy season in Arizona, and I thought he was just yanking with me, you know. I thought he was, because it was clear blue sky, freaking 105 degrees, whatever it was. And it was kind of humid. That was kind of the first clue, because everybody talks about this dry heat in the Southwest desert. And maybe I'm just not good at figuring that kind of stuff out or sensing that stuff, but it seemed pretty humid to me while we were there, honestly. And then this guy was like, it's the rainy season, and that kind of made sense. Maybe I think it was a little more humid at that time than maybe it normally is. But it did end up raining while we were there. It actually, I don't think we ever got rained on. But it was close, because they've got these canals kind of running through the city. And I remember one day that they were full almost. They were almost up to the bridge. I'm like, wow, all this water must have come from somewhere. Yeah, when it does rain, it's a flash flood scenario. It's I guess the ground is too dry to absorb the water or something. I don't really know, but saying I got 1 minute left. Hold on, I thought this was the last video in this sequence. Well, we'll find out. I got one video segment after this that's 2 minutes and 21 seconds long, so I thought this was going to be the last one. That may be the start of the next dive. In case it is, thanks for watching, guys, and check out my second dive coming up next, unless there's still a segment left. And there's still a segment left, okay. You can go ahead and ignore that sign off line from 15-20 seconds ago. We were definitely doing a safety stop in the last segment, so I guess we're doing an extended stop. Of course, you don't actually have to stop, you know, you just gotta be at 15 feet for 3 minutes. You can do whatever you want. So you can swim around and keep diving as long as you're like, I think it's 10 to 20 feet. 15 feet is what I usually gun for. Oh, shoot. You know, I totally forgot to make up a sponsor for this video. I'll see if I can rectify that in the second one. It's hard. It's hard thinking of sponsors all the time. You gotta think. I'll figure one out. Who wants to sponsor me? You know, it doesn't have to be made up. Somebody step up. I get like, I'm up to like 6 or 7 views a video now, you know? I could reach that many people with your message. Think about that. Yeah, you know we're shallow because this visibility just went to trash. Yeah, this is terrible. There's nothing to see here, folks. Did we even see a fish on this dive? I don't think one made the camera. I saw a few. I remember seeing a few. But, not many. Okay, this really is the last segment on this video. Yep, here we are at the surface. Look at that. That's pretty country.
Yeah.
Alright, dive number 2 coming up next. Hope to see you guys there.